So I just need to outgame people on rock paper scissors. I'm gonna open by asking people if they watch my stream, so I know how to play my rock paper scissors. And then I'm going to force them to play rock paper scissors. It says that players can decide on a coin flip or rock paper scissors, but presumably if I throw a tantrum and just refuse to do a coin flip, he'll have to rock paper scissors me, and then I'll just outskill him. It's challenging me. We're not ready yet. Do you know my RPS strat? Or should I coin flip? Honestly, I'm not gonna be a dick about it. If somebody actually does want a coin flip, I will actually take it to coin flip. It's like I am nuts at rock paper scissors, but I don't know. I'm not gonna be a fucking bitch about it. He says he meant rock paper scissors. What does UG mean? Does UG mean he knows that I'm nuts at rock paper scissors, or does it mean he doesn't know my strat? Against strong players, I like opening scissors. Against weak players, you want to open paper. Okay. I don't know this guy's strat at all. See, the last guy fucked up. You know how the last guy fucked up? He said nobody can beat me in rock paper scissors. He's telling me that he thinks he's a strong player, which means I know exactly what strategy he's doing. This guy, he's all over. He said UG. UG could mean a few things. UG can mean he knows I'm nuts, which means he knows my strategy, which actually gives him an advantage. He said UG. What does UG mean? I think this guy might be favored versus me. He's in my head a little bit here. I don't feel favored. I don't have control over this one at all. Okay, I'm building a profile. It's kind of like poker. You lose some money at the start until you learn the table. Once you learn the table, you start making it back. You pay to learn the table. He snapped that in. The timing of that makes me think it's not paper. He's not snapping, which makes it not scissors. He's moving a rock or paper. Okay. He's good. He's literally just playing scissors every time. And then in the finals, I hate people who do this. It's really degenerate. It's so cheat, dude, just playing the same thing every time. Because now it's like, it's literally just takes it to a coin flip of, is he switching off or is he staying the same? If he's switching off, he'll switch to paper. And if he stays the same, he'll lose to rock. It's unlikely he'll play rock, which means scissors is the safe bet here. Oh, there we go. That's pretty good. That guy was in my head. All right. I want to pull up the decks to show you. Just like control Tryndamere. Is this the right one? He's doing the pour-up package? Dude, a man after my own heart. This guy fucking gets me, dude. Second deck is Karina. So he's basically double fisting Shadow Isles. It's pretty spooky. He's like hard targeting certain matchups. Hey, he's on Karina memes. Standard Karina deck. He's using the no Skitterer version. Is this the 209 version? This is the 209 version card for card. 0 Skitterer. I think 0 Skitterer is kind of trolly, but I mean, it's not that far off from what I would run. Okay. Let's get this one pulled up.
Round 1, fight.
I think running the pour-up package without like one pour herder is just kind of like, you're skipping out on some real value there, man. Man, at 2 Ruination, I honestly might have to respect Keep Deny. That's kind of crazy, dude. That's kind of nuts. I think keeping Deny in the opening hand is just something that bad players do. Like, good player will draw a second Deny anyway. Like, imagine if we had 2 denies in this hand. How bad would that feel? That's the win con, dude? Yeah, but I'll just draw it later, Power Cuties.
Everything's better with company.
Says you.
I mean, tempo is the win con, and deny is like the opposite of tempo. Like, I can't keep it in the opening hand. It's so vulnerable. Like, if I draw second deny anytime in the next 10, it's like, it's really, really, really horrendous. It's like, I'm fine. I need like early options. Deny's like the only thing I can't play for like 7 turns. The thing is, like, as scary as Ruination is, it's also late. I would sooner keep Deny against a reliable mid-game threat, like when there's a big like 5 mana bomb, than something like Ruination. And I mean, you could call Whale a bomb, sure. I'm not sure how much of a bomb it is against elusives though. That's a pretty weak draw. My dude is nutting out. Man, that sucks. I mean, it's just bad to not play Elixir here, right? I don't know. Keeping that just means we're very vulnerable to like a Vile Feast or a Withering Whale. And he'll have one of those later. I think I actually don't Elixir this. No, I could be out thinking myself. I think Elixiring this is kind of what bad players do, though. Challenger Poro's OP. Yeah, I love Poro. Specifically Lonely Poro. 3 Lonely Poro, 1 Poro Herder. I think is just, like, great. Like, look, Daring Poro gets value here, too. Poro package is, like, not... It is, like, a competitive thing that people think is a joke just because they're furry little animals. Yeah, I think he could be good here. I don't know. The Karina deck is probably favored against Ezreal. This deck, not so much. If he wails now, then I lose to... I lose both Hawks, so I have to Conspirator now. There's a lot of... I mean, it doesn't really make that much sense to wail now, but I'm going to Conspirator anyway, right?
Stay safe. I'll take it from here.
And I don't have to show him I have 2 Hawks anyway. Not that it really matters. They Who Endure is going to be big here. I like this deck, by the way, for the record. My opponent's deck is pretty similar to how I like building like Control Spiders. I think it's like 2 cards off of my deck. He's got like the Lonely Poros, the Haplesses, 3 They Who Endure, 2 Tryndamere. He's running Rekindlers. My deck wasn't running Rekindlers. That's the biggest difference.
For the homestead.
It's a big draw. We have ways of protecting that for value. Killing this Poro has to be bad, right? Like, going down to 1 health just puts us in ranges for no reason. I'd like to stay out of ranges. I mean, we do have the Zed. It's kind of a meme that Zed could ever not just get chumped. This is like Chump City, right? His deck will literally just laugh at Zed. He's running... Oh, he's not running Brood Awakening. Oh, shit. No Brood Awakening, no Crawling Sensation. Cutting Brood is interesting.
You cannot escape.
I mean, if he's running less trumps for Zed, if Zed has more chances of getting through, I will actually start taking some blocks. Like, you're gonna have to respect this Zed.
Do not fear the shrouded path.
I walk your path alone.
Got a premium deny on the whale. I think it's a little too good to open attack here.
I have many things. Ready the torches.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Wow. So Spirit's Refuge beats Deny like crazy right now. It stops his lifesteal. It lifesteals me up to 20. And it keeps the Zed alive. Keeps Deny open. It's pretty pog. Whew, I could deny that, dude. He's on a 4-card hand. I could really starve him out here. I mean, it's a 5-card hand. I'm also life-stealing, which could matter. Against this deck, like, with They Who Endure, having, like, higher health actually does fucking matter. I don't know. I mean, he's running 2 Ruinations. Good players don't play around Ruination, I think. I think playing around Ruination is actually for bad players. I think good players deny this spot.
Light the signal fires.
I'm just kidding. So Whale Vile Feast is kind of the scariest thing here. So Jeweled Protector leaves open both Deny and thing this turn. It's kind of weird. I think I'm kind of good if I open attack. I might actually Jeweled Protector the Blade Scout. No, the Blade Scout can't really open attack. I mean, I could Hatchling plus Deny next turn. That's pretty good. Hatchling plus Deny. We don't have Elixir of Iron if we do that. Hatchling plus Deny is kind of just a good play, though. Right?
True Freljordian welcome.
Not accomplishing too much there.
It's too late for you.
I think it's really hard for him to be on second whale here, man. Second whale isn't even good, right? Like Protector and Zed both slap this guy. But I mean, we can't. He doesn't have Ruination mana, which means we actually don't have to open attack. Wow. I mean, Rekindler doesn't really punish me. It kind of looks like I want to Windfare Hatchling into the attack. I can like Blade Scout Hatchling attack. No Ruination mana means there's no punish, right? Now the one thing is, if he has second whale, then I need to Hatchling before I Blade Scout. And that's fine. Beats second whale. So we chill here no matter what. I guess it's better to Blade Scout right now. Because I don't need Elusive, I just want to open Hatchling to beat second whale. But we can develop because we're not scared of Ruination.
Quietly.
This looks pretty uncounterable. What a neat card. Okay, we're good.
Fatality.
Don't you win through whale? I do win through whale, but I don't win through whale plus X, right? Like if he has whale plus grasp or whale plus vile feast, I don't know about whale plus vile feast actually, but there are whale plus grasp. Yeah, he doesn't have enough mana for whale plus grasp. There has to be like whale plus X that actually keeps him alive there. It's possible there weren't. I guess it really is just vile feast. Yeah, so it didn't matter what I did. I could have gone either way there. I guess saying I'll go first is redundant. I guess you just queue up. What stops his opponent from sniping? The honor code, dude. Why would he snipe? That would be so unsatisfying. I don't know. I've played this guy on ladder enough. I've hit him on ladder like 5 times at least. He's like, I don't know. He wouldn't do that.
Round 2. Fight.
So this is a bit of a notoriously rough matchup. People say it's really unfavored. I think it's slightly unfavored. I think it's less unfavored than people think. You mostly need to just go in aggressively with removal. Draven you expect to get killed fairly early on. He's on 3 Brood Awakenings. I actually think keeping Static Shock will be valuable. Probably not as a 2-of though. I don't like 2 Static Shock. Rummage with Draven. I don't want to double draw. That's fine. That's actually, this is an okay hand. Could play Jury Rig in the opener. I mean, it just makes no sense to Jury Rig this early, right? It's not bad. I actually think I misplayed that spot. I think I was supposed to Jury Rig there. That 1 damage. There's actually a legitimate chance that 1 damage will cost me this game. Yeah, I fucked up.
I have the best job.
So these are often the turns where you Brood Awakening. I think good players against Nox Ezreal basically try to play as few units as possible. You always mulligan away your Brood Awakening. You probably don't play it at all. He's threatening Grasp. Moving in with like Spinning Axe, Jury Rig makes us a bit vulnerable to Grasp. But he's overhealing if he Grasps here. And I want to get the Jury Rig damage anyway. So I think we're doing fine enough against Grasp, honestly, right now. Against something like Get Excited,
What are you waiting for?
we lose some amount of potential. He's on like Thermo Beams. He doesn't mind taking the damage because he's got lifesteal there either.
Cooking.
Let's put a bit more pressure on. It's like Grasp overhealing is a big deal. So that's Static plus Mystic. Pretty good answers. That's what he wants.
You suck.
So yeah, basically the way this deck is meant to play against my deck, Noxus Ezreal, is effectively to try to brick the Ezreal by not developing targets for it. That's the advantage that this deck has over other decks. Especially if you're smart and you know when to play Brood Awakening and when to just never play that card just because it gives them targets. Now he's running 209's version of the deck. He's running 3 Progress Days. I think I want a Mushroom Cloud as soon as possible against this deck. You don't play to flip Ezreal here.
There's nothing to fear.
Playing around Thermo.
Hard smell.
Excuse you.
Moist.
Pretty happy to take this
Can you
block.
play Bronze Law deck? I duplicated your deck but I'm still having a hard time winning games with it. Or can you give me some advice?
Yeah, Brum Vlad is not great right now. I don't think it's... I mean, it's really hard to build it in a way that will actually feel good. I kind of feel like that's not really doable. I don't know. I mean, I'd like to threaten him here. I think it's fairly impossible. I think I just develop more mushroom value. I don't know. We basically just need to, like, full burn him down. He's burning a decent amount of mana here. There's a good chance he's prepared to burn this mana anyway. Not attacking with this 4/3 Chump Wump does feel kind of bad. You could also try to kill the spider and force an answer out of him. Force something like Grasp really early. That's quite nice. I mean, he hasn't played big boy cards yet. If I kill the spider... The question is, like, how often is Ezreal targeting going to be my win condition here? I think basically never. I'll do one mushroom and pass. I think it's... I just want to force something out of him. I think I need to Thermo Beam the spider and double attack. If he Withering Wails, that doesn't feel great. If he Grasps, he's overhealing. Thermo Beam is kind of going to be pretty useless here. Okay. So the question is, do I respect my 4/1 enough to not double attack here? I think the answer has to be no. I think this is probably the easiest double attack of my life. Ezreal is just truly never flipping here. You just need to basically smurk down really, really aggressively. Second Vile Feast, Whale. Whale's pretty expensive, and he's overhealing, which is big. I'm actually pretty happy about that Whale. It's a good draw. The thing about Mystic Shouting here that might be trolly is that it's mana efficient, but it does give him better Wails and Grasps on my attack. So it might be just a meme. Now, mana efficiency is kind of important when you're on Progress Day hands. But yeah, could be too much of a meme. It's not bad. When you have the ability to effectively deny them of their kill spells, it can extend your lifetime, which is pretty important. He takes a pass here, which means he's prepared to burn mana. Whereas if I play like a House Spider, I'm actually activating the shit out of something like Static Shock. He'll get a super, super valuable Static Shock. It's second Static Shock, so it's not incredibly likely, but he'll be able to turn on this mana cycle, kill a spider for free. I'm not going to let him do that. He's running a version with 3 Static Shock. There's some versions that run 2, but his is at 3. Double Guillotine hand feels really poo-poo here.
The party has arrived.
Like, I need more burns and more progress days, otherwise we could lose. Because Guillotine is, like, basically a complete blank here. Gotta be static. Takes a bit of healing. He can't really do that unless we Mystic Shot before. So yeah, I think taking the Mystic Shot when we did might have just been a full meme. I don't know. Yeah, that had to have been a misplay, for sure. There's just no way it made sense. Because it's like, mana efficiency matters with Progress Day, but probably only if we're chaining Progress Days. It would have only mattered enough if we drew a second one. Because there's going to be a gap where we just don't need the mana. He's just in chill mode here. But yeah, we're quite a bit behind. I think it's fairly likely he'll play Karina. I want to be a bit more mana efficient with my damage. Let's do this. I think I burned the other 2 mana though. I mean, there's kind of a call to Thermal Beam here. I don't think so though. No. I don't know. I think his line kind of punishes him with Karina. I think that Karina's a misplay. That might give me an out here. We'll see. It's a 5. I mean, hitting 5 makes it maybe not matter. He might be pretty close to a kill range here. I mean, either way, it should be close enough, right?
A deadly plume.
It's like our hand just isn't really good enough here either way. We need the extra discard target for Get Excited. Oh, that's fairly late. It's a fairly massive high roll. It has a hard time making a difference here.
One shot, all skill.
That's the lethal push. And that should be good enough. I mean, even if we get the nuts out of Rummage, we don't have reach here. Like, there's nothing off of Rummage that saves us. Because Mystic Shroud isn't quite there. Yeah, you need a bit more burn in this matchup.
I know you're thinking and stuff, but could you maybe speed things up a little?
Because, like, if you draw your burn tools, you're good. Our mushrooms were, I think, overall pretty average. This looks like a horrible matchup. It's unfavored. I don't think it's horrible. I think it's about 40%. Might be... I don't know. It could be lower than that. 40% is pretty bad, though. Like, it's not a good matchup. It's definitely unfavored. This is another matchup that I'm not sure about, since they're both like somewhat new decks. I mean, Nox Ezreal has been around for a while, but it hasn't really been meta. And like Enter is, I mean, a deck that's existed for a bit, but mostly people only started playing it like a week ago. Well, I guess like 2 weeks ago. He's not running Brood Awakening, which makes me not really need Static Shock, right?
Final round. Fight.
I mean, he'll have like Poros and shit. I kind of like the idea of Static Shock just being a value tool in the early game spots. I actually just, generally speaking, like it when I'm trying to accelerate my Ezreal level. This version, I'm not really... looking for super aggressive plays here. These 1 minute kill cards kind of suck against his deck though. Like the best thing I can kill with them is an Avros and Sentry, which is a pretty fairly big down trade. I'm kind of confused. I thought he chose to go first. Am I stupid?
That egg, did it move? Please, I have connections!
Farming Axis feels good. Was there a deck list for the Karina deck? I mean, I can show you my version. I know Alan has a list. This guy's list is pretty close. I think this guy's just using 209's list unless they both just arrived at almost the same cards. I think it is actually maybe exactly the same cards. I would just run Skitterer. I think that's kind of the only thing 209's list is missing, personally.
You hoping they'll die of boredom?
Honestly, spinning axes is probably worth more than third thermal beam. That is probably true.
Hey, buddy, what you doing?
I mean, he's not running Avalanche. Why would you attack there? Is that like a Vile Feast Withering Whale or something weird? Is his plan just to brick the Ezreal level no matter what? So he's just feeding the spider away? Nah, it's Vile Feast Withering Whale. Okay. Kind of sucks. We have a 10 card hand. I'd like to pass here. I really don't like killing the spider. Because I need to Static Shock anyway. I mean, of course I can just Mushroom. Mushroom's fine. He doesn't have Brood Awakening, so we're not going to Thermo Beam a 1-1. But yeah, 3 Thermo Beams against this deck feels pretty poo-poo. I mean, this Thermo Beam is almost valueless. Looks like a Nox Ezreal target. Because, like, I think that's the biggest reason you would cut Brood Awakening from this deck, is if you're targeting Nox Ezreal. It should be pretty favored if you do that. I don't know. I don't really want to be open attacking anyway. Yeah. That's a little too likely. I think that has to be a misplay. It plays into Glimpse a little too hard. Very dumb. Very dumb. I mean, we can't really get value out of chilling here.
God axes need victims. Draven out?
I don't know. I mean, I think we might have been able to outplay this one. Like, playing into the Glimpse was just a very, very, very big misplay for no reason. Ah. Yeah, I don't think there's much of a win condition here. I actually don't see how we win this game. It seems impossible. I mean, I can break second Glimpse. He's playing smart. He's basically like hard countering Nox Ezreal with his deck lineups and how he's playing. And that's pretty rough. It is a targetable deck. Just that faith in Ezreal. I mean, Ezreal's literally 1 out of 8 and is not getting higher than that, right?
Oh, that's a harvest right there. Put on me mask, secure me tail, start the day.
Why does Ping play 2 SI decks? You typically want to double down on your deck matchups. I think the best strategy in this tournament is to bring something like that, like double SI deck, basically, because then you're basically targeting like 3 different decks at once, which is why I think that these formats are going to be fundamentally flawed. Because in Conquest, it always incentivizes you to bring 2 copies of very, very, very similar decks. You want both of your decks to be basically the same thing. Let's do this.
Chill in the air. My arrow won't miss.
I need to keep the targets alive, basically. I mean, you can't really win this without Ezreal flipping. I mean, 2 glimpse is really, really, really crazy against this. The second glimpse should be kind of semi-bricked, but I played into the first one. I mean, he doesn't. I mean, if he's drawn all 3, it shouldn't matter. You know, I might actually have to play Ezreal here. I mean, he'll probably kill the first one, but he'll probably have to overpay to do it. I mean, I think you kind of have to assume you draw a second one off of Progress Day. When if I get the attacks through, I'm good. I think we just open by killing Spider, though. It's kind of just the safer play here. Could Ruinate. He can't save mana here. I think I have to play it. I don't think I can avoid playing this. This game's going a bit longer.
Let's see all of it.
I have decent chances of top decking the second one. It's definitely risky to play it.
For the thrill of battle.
Kind of need to progress day here. Of course you can't if you want to kill the Tryndamere.
I know you're thinking and stuff, but could you maybe speed things up a little?
I mean, we don't lose to Atrocity. Can he afford to not attack here? It seems kind of impossible. It's an interesting play.
To battle!
Excuse you!
So the scare card is the 2 of Atrocity. I mean, if I Blades Edge it, he can kind of never just Atrocity. It's going to be basically impossible to win this without the Ezreal leveling. So it looks like the play is Blades Edge Progress Day. Kind of has to be right here. Sets up the Guillotine to stop him from ever Atrocitying. On the attack next turn, when he goes in, I'll have to Guillotine, and then he can Atrocity, which feels kind of bad. But the alternative is basically killing it now and hope he doesn't have They Who Endure. I think killing it now is a losing play, because I'm going to have to Progress Day. Beam? I mean, you could take a beam. It's definitely doable. It's very, very committal. I mean, it can protect you against Atrocity. I don't like it.
Let the games begin. Run your mouth. I'll run you down.
It could have been beam there. It was fairly close. You could also go for the 0 beam as well, which is interesting. If I Arachnoid Sentry, he does have a somewhat valuable Ruination. I think he's threatening himself to take too much damage if that happens, though. I'm actually not too worried about that. I don't think that Ruination is really that valuable for him. It's pretty hard for him to take it there. If he doesn't tap out for Atrocity, we could lose, but of course we are out of range. That's the most important thing here.
Nothing escapes my watch.
This looks like the easiest static shock of my life. We have a second Ezreal. We can't play it this turn, which is kind of PP hands.
What are you waiting for?
If he's on Grasp, he gets fucked by an open attack.
Sounds dangerous. I'm in.
I think I do this here.
Ready the torches.
I have to put him on Grasp. Okay, I think that's fine. Wow, interesting. He lets this all through. That's kind of crazy. I mean, I have to take the potential to flip Ezreal while the targets are on the board. I think there's no way I can't. He's 1 off of Atrocity getting there, so I can tap below Guillotine for this turn. I mean, if he has grasp, he's a fucking mega mind.
Not just flesh, rage incarnate.
I don't understand that play. What am I missing? What the fuck?
Alert the village.
Atrocity? It's this round,
Stop me.
right? It's a... Oh no, wait, it's not this round. Yeah, I forgot it wasn't this round. You really don't see that card much. So I just flipped the Ezreal here. I mean, he'll be forced to act first. We have to flip the Ezreal right now. He can't glimpse, he can't stop our target at all, which means the Mystic Shot should go face, and then the Thermo Beam should flip our Ezreal. That's the only sequence that could possibly make sense. I mean, he can't stop this because... I mean, he doesn't have glimpse in hand, but he can't really glimpse this either.
Check me out.
So now at 9, I mean, we will have to act first because he'll attack and threaten lethal on the open. But I think our attack, his open attack should get there. We top deck the nuts. I don't think it mattered.
For you.
I mean, we've got 4 burst speed spells. Yeah, I mean, none of this should really matter.
For the money makers.
So, I mean, we don't have guillotine. Yeah, I mean, it kind of, none of this can really matter, right? I'm trying to think of like weird ways the sequence could matter. So like he'll Atrocity here and then we'll Mystic Shot again. And then he'll Atrocity again and then we'll Mystic Shot again. Yeah, that looks good. Pitch Guillotine. It shouldn't really matter. The funny game state is like the double Atrocity, basically. There it is. Okay, so we're 2-0 in the tournament for sets. We played that pretty poorly. I kind of like tilted for a few turns there. Playing into the first glimpse was like a huge, gigantic throw. That was like a really, really dumb play that makes sense on no fucking level. We shouldn't have done that. That's like, you know, it's not like I play perfectly, but normally if I'm tryharding, you know, my misplays are more minor and far between, but that was a really just fucking brain dead play that made, I mean, like anybody wouldn't have done that. Why are you not playing using a delay in this tournament? That's insane. I like to live dangerously.